Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I'm Ted Deutsch. I have the great privilege of leading an incredible group of colleagues and lay leaders at AJC. I would like to make some thank yous. First of all, I want to thank the former hostages here who are here tonight. First and foremost, Yair Horn and Keith and Aviva Siegel. Yair, Keith, and Aviva were held hostage by Hamas. We are so honored, really overjoyed by their presence here tonight, and we're looking forward to Keith sharing his very important and harrowing story with us. I'd also like to acknowledge the delegation of hostage families in attendance this evening. We cannot fathom the pain and anguish that you have been through over the past 551 days. Please know that you are with us every day and that bringing every hostage home is AJC's top priority. I'd like to thank all of the diplomats in the room. Your presence here is not just symbolic, it is representative of our shared values. My dear friend Eliav, thank you for coming and representing the state of Israel. Our regards to the ambassador and our deep thanks for being such a strong partner of AJC's. We fight everywhere in the world to ensure that Israel is treated as a normal part of the community of nations, as it so rightly deserves, and we are proud to do this work with you. A special acknowledgement to all of the ambassadors who are with us here tonight. Excellencies, we deeply appreciate your partnership with AJC. We look forward to strengthening our work together in the months ahead. And Ambassador Markarova, we continue to stand with you and the people of Ukraine. I should also note, Jason, so everyone here knows that Jason has contributed so richly for decades to AJC. Seemingly every time there's another event, I learn of some other significant contribution that you made to AJC overall, and I'm going to add this Ambassador Seder to the very long list of accomplishments. We are grateful to you for this and all of those accomplishments. To the 16 organizations who are represented here tonight and the 18 congressional, actually now I believe 20 congressional offices who are represented here, thank you so much for coming. And to all of the Washington, D.C. area Jewish community members who are here, especially the activists and leaders of AJC, your dedication to building bridges with global leaders is invaluable to our work. We are grateful for your participation. Rabbi Helfand, thank you for leading such a powerful Seder. This is a tough, I don't know where Rabbi is, this is a tough crowd to lead a Seder, and you did it beautifully. We learned from you. We are grateful for your inspirational leadership. And Rabbi, thank you. And finally, to Washington Regional Office President Bruce Genderson, First Vice President Sue Stolov, my incredible colleague, Director Alan Ronkin, also the great colleagues, Associate Director Alexis Schwartz, the whole Washington Regional Office team, and all of the AJC staff who helped make this happen. Thank you for your incredible leadership. So shortly after October 7th, I traveled to Israel. We met with President Isaac Herzog, and someone said, Mr. President, what is it that we should do to be helpful to you at this difficult moment? And President Herzog looked at us, and he answered with one word: everything. Everything. We need you to do everything. And that's what we have been doing since October 7th, right? All of us. Everyone here has a role to play. Everyone here can remind the world of the horrors of October 7th, of the fact that 59 hostages continue to be held in captivity by Hamas. And I want to thank all of the people here, all of you, in this incredible room, especially our organizational partners, who have done everything that you can and that they can to make sure that the world knows what happens on October 7th, who have done everything to defend Israel and everything to help bring the hostages home. And thanks to all of you in this room, for everything that you and your countries have done to call out the lies and the vile anti-Semitism, and who have spoken with moral clarity at a moment when it is most needed. Friends, as Jews, we are mandated to retell the Passover story every year, as if we ourselves escaped from slavery in Egypt, as if what happened in biblical times continues to be felt today. The Haggadah states, even if we are all wise and understanding, all elders and experts in the Torah, we are still obligated to speak of the Exodus. Well, for our guests here tonight in the diplomatic corps, the former hostages sitting among you tonight who experienced what happened on October 7th, will not have to be told that this is a day, October 7th, is a day to be remembered. None of the people here tonight who felt the pain and fear that we all felt on October 7th and in the days and months after will need to be reminded the events of that day. No one whose pain is still real will need to be reminded to tell the story of October 7th. This was and continues to be a defining event for us as Jews and supporters of Israel. And for those of us here tonight, please think of October 7th as if it was the story of Passover, as if we all fled slavery. Please think about the atrocities as if they happened to you and to your family and to your friends. Because for the Jewish community, it did. All of us. This is how October 7th feels to us. This is what guides us as we continue to speak out in defense of Israel and in support of the hostages and in demanding that the world understand why fighting anti-Semitism is something that all of us must do together. Right now, the Jewish community faces two challenges: the war against Hamas and other Iranian-backed terror groups, and the global surge in anti-Semitism. October 7th and every single day since then has been gut-wrenching. We all know the horrors Hamas inflicted that day. Israel waged a 7-front war in defense of its right to exist, and still there are 59 hostages held by Hamas, including 5 Americans: Idan Alexander, Itai Chen, Gadi Haggai, Judy Weinstein Haggai, and Omer Nutra. Now, I've met with many hostage families since October 7th. Their bravery and resilience in the face of such tremendously difficult moments has been awe-inspiring. And we have so many people here tonight who embody that resilience and that bravery, who are fighting for their loved ones still held by Hamas. Adi and Yael Alexander, Idan's parents, are here with us, and we are grateful. Ronan and Orna Nutra, whose son Omer was killed on October 7th, but whose body is still held in Gaza, are here with us. Yair Horn's brother Eitan is still being held, and their sister-in-law Dalia Kuznir is here, and we are grateful that she is with us. Eviatar, David's brother Eli, is here, and Liran Berman is here, the older brother of Ziv and Gali, 27-year-old twin brothers still being held hostage. I just want to say this. As we all just experienced on Passover, we pour out a little bit of wine to all of these families. What I offer, what I tell you is, tonight and every single day of the year, we pour out all of our love to you and your families, to the loved ones of every hostage, to everyone whose Seder table will have empty chairs. And I ask everyone here, for the benefit of the families I just mentioned, and for the benefit of the world that needs to hear the strong voices of all of us here, join me in making clear what we call on the world to do: bring them home. Bring them home. I want to share again that this is day 551. That, as we've heard, this is the hostages' second Passover in captivity. I also want to remember the 118 former hostages who are celebrating Passover this week with their families, and some of them here with us tonight. People of every faith around the world cherish Passover, the story of a people seeking liberation from bondage. Freedom is not just an ideal to live up to, it is a demand that all of us must work toward right now. And we must not let the world forget. We can't let the world forget that 1,200 people were slaughtered on October 7th. The 364 people who went to a music festival to celebrate life were gunned down by terrorists at that festival. We also have to remember the over 1,000 survivors of Nova, and on this Passover, on this holiday of freedom, and as we recall the Nova massacre, we again tell the world what those Nova survivors have fought so hard to remind us on their behalf, on behalf of the State of Israel, on behalf of the Jewish people: we will dance again. From the moment the news broke of the Hamas attacks, anti-Semitism has surged. Jews have faced intimidation, violence, harassment around the world since October 7th. Think about the coordinated mobs hunting Jews on the streets of Amsterdam. Think about the protests on so many college campuses and Jewish kids being told to go back to Poland, where 3 million Jews were killed during the Holocaust. Threats that they heard that October 7th should happen 100 more times, 1,000 more times. Many Jews, including some in the countries represented here, are asking a painful question. Do we still have a place in so many democratic societies? As global anti-Semitism surges, the outrage that once met such hatred has begun to fade. And what was rightly condemned has so often now been met with indifference. And sadly, what was once whispered behind closed doors is now said broadly in daylight and online. And the rising tide of anti-Semitism around the world is not just a Jewish problem. It is a crisis for every democracy and for every nation that claims to be for human rights. Anti-Semitism is not just a problem in America or a European problem or a far-right problem or a far-left problem. It is a global problem. It is a symptom of dangerous extremism and the fraying of our shared social cohesion. When anti-Semitism is tolerated, it means that there is an increase in conspiratorial thinking. It means that there are risks to society and to democracy at large. And as we fight anti-Semitism across the globe, simultaneously we need to fight for democratic values. We need to bolster our alliances in the transatlantic partnership, and Madam Ambassador, We need to stand with Ukraine in the face of Russia's illegal invasion. So as we move on, what's the path forward? On the diplomatic front, each of you in this room has the power, immense power, to shape what happens next. Brave and bold and principled diplomacy, which, by the way, you are engaging in right now by being here with us tonight, is a powerful weapon against anti-Semitism and against hatred. Governments must not only condemn anti-Semitism, but act with policies and with law enforcement. In education, your voices matter. And when you stand up against anti-Semitism, when you stand up against hate, you are advocating for truth, and you are changing the course of history. Don't forget the plight of the hostages. Uplift their stories. Wear a yellow pin. Demand that Hamas release every single hostage. Make sure that Israel's place among the nations is secure. And fight misinformation about Israel on the global stage. Call out the dangerous lies. Stand up against the disgusting demonization and delegitimization that has become all too common. But here's why I'm hopeful. As I look across this room tonight, full of leaders committed to a better tomorrow, I am absolutely hopeful. We have an uphill climb still. We have to acknowledge that. But we're on the right side of history. And it's a history, and this is important for us to realize. It is a history that we get to help write ourselves. We are together here tonight, and that gives me hope. And I finish with this. In the story of Passover, we see how belief in the possibility of miracles inspired Jews to seek their liberation. And right now, we can make what feels like a miracle happen. We can help bring the hostages home. We can defeat anti-Semitism. We can create a more integrated and more peaceful Middle East. In the Torah, there's a line that's repeated when conveying the miracles that led to the liberation from Egypt. B'yad chazaka uvizroa netuyah, with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. And although it is used to describe what God did, its humanized qualities are a source of inspiration for us all, that we can all play a role in shaping our future. For generations of Jews facing persecution, this notion has given us hope. It's been true throughout our history, and this moment is no different. We are the ones who can help miracles happen. We can all be that mighty and outstretched arm. Hope alone will not defeat terrorism. It won't change the future of the world. But look around this room. At AJC, we know the importance of the relationships that are on full display here. We are so grateful for all of you who are in attendance tonight, who made the statement very boldly that in a season with a million things going on and so many challenges in the world, that you chose to be here, to be with us, to stand with us, to show up. This is what matters to us. This is how we will change the world together, to defeat anti-Semitism, to bring more peace, to defend Israel. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your partnership every single day. We are immensely grateful for it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Chag Sameach.